At the wedding of Emily and James, the atmosphere was anything but cheerful. The only ones genuinely happy seemed to be James and me.
Michael, you seem rather quiet today.
Just taking it all in, Emily. It's quite the occasion.
James and I were brothers, but we had almost nothing in common. Except for our taste in women, or so everyone thought.
Michael, isn't today just perfect?
Absolutely, James. Perfect for a fresh start.
If it weren't for some ridiculous system 5 years ago, I wouldn't have given Emily a second glance. She was always whining about something.
Michael, remember that time you helped me with the vase?
Hard to forget, Emily. You left quite the impression.
Emily wanted to show her independence, refusing the money I offered and insisting on working as a tutor. But she ended up breaking an expensive vase, and I had to cover her debt.
Michael, you were always there to help, weren't you?
More like clean up messes, James.
She once fed stray cats cream cake, making them sick. She cried in front of James and me, saying she felt sorry for the cats.
I still feel bad about those cats, Michael.
Maybe next time, check what's safe for them first.
Michael, she's learned from that. Give her a break.
I watched James, who looked like he was about to kneel in front of Emily out of pity, and I couldn't help but feel frustrated.
James, sometimes I wonder if you enjoy this.
Love makes us do crazy things, brother.
Anyone who truly loves animals would check online before feeding them something potentially harmful. But she didn't. She only cared about looking kind.
Emily, do the right thing next time, not the popular thing.
You're right, Michael. I should have known better.
Her actions were countless, and I always ended up begging her to let me help fix the mess. But starting today, I'm done.
Today marks a new beginning for me.
After 5 years, the system finally told me I had accumulated enough points to have a healthy body and do whatever I wanted. So why should I endure this any longer?
Emily, James, I wish you both the best. Truly.
Traditionally, the bride and groom shouldn't see each other before the wedding, so Emily and James had separate dressing rooms. I stood behind James, dressed in a meticulously tailored suit, looking sharp.
You look great, Michael. Thanks for being here.
Wouldn't miss it, James.
Despite having a leg injury from saving Emily, James looked genuinely happy.
Sacrificing a leg for love was worth it, don't you think?
James, sometimes I wonder if you understand what love truly means.
Michael, I know you and Emily once truly cared for each other, but now I hope you can let her go. She loves me now, and I'll be the one by her side. I hope for your blessing.
Brother, my only brother! I wish you and my sister-in-law a lifetime of happiness, a long and prosperous life, and many children. My blessings are as genuine as pearls.
Before James could respond, an angry female voice interrupted us. I turned to see Emily, frowning. Why wasn't she in the bridal dressing room at this time?
Enough, Michael! Stop saying such insincere things. James isn't in good health. Today is our big day, and I hope you won't say anything hurtful. If you don't genuinely want to bless us, don't force yourself.
She thinks I'm being sarcastic. I quickly raised 3 fingers and swore, "Brother, since my sister-in-law is here, I swear, if I ever like Emily again, I'll be a dog. From now on, Emily is like a second mother to me. I'll treat her just like I treat our mom."
Hearing my grand declaration, both James and Emily looked at me with complicated expressions. Emily's face darkened, and she pulled me aside.
Michael, stop it. After the wedding, I'll explain everything to you. Just remember, I've always cared for you.
What now? Just because you like me cleaning up your messes, I have to comply? I looked at this hypocritical woman with disgust, my stomach churning.
Hey, sister-in-law, you can't just say anything. You're now my brother's wife, my sister-in-law. If you feel guilty, turn that love into motherly love. That way, everyone will be happy.
Emily stared at me, trying to find any sign of sadness. But sorry, this time she'd be disappointed. She seemed to realize she had gone too far.
Michael, I'll take what you said today as words of anger. The wedding is busy, and I haven't eaten anything yet. Could you get me some dumplings from the shop in the east of the city?
Emily, let me make this clear today. I don't care for you anymore. Someone like you isn't worth my time.
I stood behind.
Well, I just don't know if he likes me.
I felt a pang of jealousy towards the man Sophia liked. Who could be so fortunate to win her favor and yet keep her waiting without a response?
If he doesn't like you, he must be blind.
Despite my words, I secretly hoped that the guy didn't like Sophia, so I might still have a chance.
What if I told you the person I like is you?
I stared at Sophia, blinking in disbelief.
What did you just say?
Nothing. If you didn't hear it, forget it. It's not a big deal.
Now or never. I finally mustered the courage to ask.
Did you just say you like me?
Sophia's eyes sparkled with laughter. Seeing my tense and serious expression, she burst into giggles.
Is it really such a big deal that I like you?
What a rainbow after the storm! Overjoyed, I looked at the beautiful woman in front of me, feeling the thrill of excitement for the first time.
Michael, you like me, don't you? Stop liking Emily. If she bothers you again, I'll stand up for you.
How could Emily compare to Sophia? Although Emily would never bother me again, Sophia's words still made my heart race. Sophia was not only a genuine beauty but also a talented woman with a bit of fame. Being with Sophia felt like a sweet reward after all my hardships. I happily hugged her and gave her a kiss. In the photo, Sophia's eyes were curved with a smile, while I looked devout and affectionate. Wasn't this the perfect opportunity to declare my love? With Sophia's indulgent smile, I posted our photo on my long and used social media accounts. Finally found you. Paired with our photo, it was perfect. We looked like a match made in heaven. Olivia, supporting my childishness, became my first supporter, commenting,
Looking forward to it, my dear boyfriend.
A minute after posting the photo, an urgent phone call interrupted. I glanced at the caller ID and hung up. The call came again, and I hung up again. This repeated several times. Sophia answered the phone for me.
Hello, who are you looking for? Yes, I'm Michael's girlfriend. Is there something you need? No worries, I don't mind. Sure, I'll visit when I have time. Goodbye.
I nervously looked at Sophia's calm face.
What did Emily say?
Michael and I are truly in love. It's just a misunderstanding that hasn't been cleared up. You're taking advantage of the situation. I know Michael brought you to make me jealous. Tell Michael that if you are really his girlfriend, bring him to see me. Otherwise, I won't believe it.
Sophia shrugged.
That's about it.
Even though Sophia genuinely didn't mind, Emily's words tarnished my reputation. This was my goddess, being challenged by Emily. And who knows how James manages his wife? It infuriated me.
Let's go! We'll get our marriage certificate tomorrow.
The next day, Sophia and I walked into the family home with our marriage certificate. Everyone was stunned.
Michael! Even if you want to spite your brother and Emily, you shouldn't gamble with your marriage.
Let me make it clear today, I don't like Emily. I've always liked Sophia. Believe it or not, if anyone dares to treat Sophia badly, I won't let them off.
Emily, looking haggard with dark circles under her eyes, approached us. She stared at our interlocked fingers, then sharply looked at me.
Michael, did you have to go this far just to spite me? Bringing back some random woman overnight. You're just degrading yourself.
Emily, I respect you as my sister-in-law, which is why I've tolerated you repeatedly. But my patience has limits. If you dare to question our relationship again, I'll expose all your dirty secrets.
Emily wanted to say something, but seeing my cold and sharp gaze, she didn't dare to act rashly.
Brother, take your wife back to your room. She's embarrassing herself.
After dispersing everyone, I took Olivia's hand and went upstairs. Back in the room, I felt like a deflated balloon.
Honey, I never liked Emily. Why don't you ever ask about me and Emily? Are you jealous?
Olivia's eyes, bright as stars, scanned the room before finally resting on me.
Did you ever have any substantial relationship with Emily?
Of course not!
Did you ever really like Emily?
No! No! Absolutely not!
Then what's the problem? What else do you want me to ask?
This made me seem a bit unreasonable. Feeling awkward, I noticed the playful look in Olivia's eyes and realized.
You did it on purpose.
Olivia's laughter, like silver bells, gently spilled from her lips. I stood behind James, dressed in a meticulously tailored suit, looking sharp. As the groom's brother, I had to look my best, especially since I planned to find my true crush later. Despite having a leg injury from saving Emily, James looked genuinely happy.
Sacrificing a leg to save the one you love is worth it, Michael.
I looked at him like he was an idiot.
Do you have some kind of masochistic tendency?
What does it mean to be shameless? Emily is the epitome of shamelessness. If the system hadn't cured my heart condition, I would have definitely had a relapse by now.
Unfriendly, Emily, do you have any sense of shame? What makes you think that both James and I should revolve around you? And please, get your identity straight. You are now my brother's legally wedded wife. Instead of thinking about how to live well with him and take care of him, you keep trying to seduce his younger brother. What are you, a reincarnation of a notorious seductress or a toad trying to act cute? You're unattractive and still play tricks. Let me make it clear today, I don't like you. I didn't like you before, I don't like you now, and I won't like you in the future. I'm only talking to you now because you're my sister-in-law. If you ever bother me or Olivia again, I won't let you off.
Emily was taken aback and stepped back 2 paces. She seemed to finally realize that I genuinely disliked her, not out of spite, not to make her uncomfortable, but truly and sincerely detested her.
Terrified, I get it. It must be because my marriage to James has changed you. You can't escape societal constraints, so you push me further away. That's it, it must be. We've been in love for 5 years, how can we break up over such a small matter? Crazed, I'll go and ask James for a separation right now. Once I'm free, I can be with you openly. Michael, wait for me. I will get a separation. Wait for me.
The lunatic didn't give me a chance to react and ran towards the living room. My first reaction was panic. Emily wouldn't actually go and ask for a separation now, would she? That would ruin my reputation. It can't be said that I instigated it, right? Damn it! I must have owed Emily in a past life, and now I'm paying for it. Emily didn't mention separation. She was calmly sitting at the dining table, elegantly eating. The calmer she was, the more scared I became. Could she really have a split personality? Back in my room, the first thing I did was tell Olivia all the details and conversations between Emily and me to prove my loyalty.
Playful, did she manage to hug you?
Shy, of course not. I pushed her away immediately and said it would cost extra.
Cheerful, all right, I believe you.
Warm moments are always short-lived. To prevent Emily from causing more trouble, Olivia and I packed our bags and left under the cover of night. The next day, while Olivia and I were sleeping soundly in our new home, we were suddenly awakened by the urgent ringing of the phone.
Serious, hello, brother, what's up?
Panicked, Emily is holding a knife and forcing me to separate from her. Please come back and help me talk her out of it. I'm begging you.
Awake, Emily has a knife? Who is she threatening?
Terrified, she's threatening to harm herself.
Relieved, oh, then it's fine.
Hearing that, I felt relieved and lay back in bed. The warmth of the blanket and the scent of Olivia's bath made me sigh contentedly. It's so nice to cuddle with my lovely wife.
John, are you there? Emily's going to do something drastic.
I lightly pressed the hang-up button and placed my hand back on Olivia's waist.
Aren't you going to check on your brother? Didn't he say Emily was going to do something drastic? What if something really happens?
I grabbed her delicate hand, interlocking our fingers and placing them on my chest, my eyes half closed.
Don't worry, Emily loves these little tricks. She wouldn't dare to go through with it. She may seem kind and selfless, but deep down, she's foolish and selfish. If she really dared, I'd respect her for it.
You seem to know her quite well?
Sensing something off in her tone, I quickly opened my eyes to show Olivia my sincerity and loyalty. Olivia placed her warm fingers over my eyes, her soft laughter filling my ears.
You're too sensitive.
Joking aside, it's not easy to marry such an amazing woman. I have to be sensitive to deserve her excellence. A model of male virtue, starting with me. As it turned out, knowing your enemy is the key to victory. Emily indeed didn't go through with it.
Mom, Dad, I know you've always favored my brother. You think he's more mature and outstanding, so you've always been more partial to him emotionally. I understand that's human nature, but do you really think it's appropriate for the younger brother to persuade the sister-in-law? I'll be honest with you. This time, Emily wants me to be the third wheel in their marriage. Do you feel ashamed hearing that? You can't just consider my brother's feelings. You have to think about ethics and morals too. I don't expect much from you. When my brother got injured, you asked me to let Emily marry him, and I did it without a word. I've done my part. Don't call me again to persuade them not to divorce. Their mess is none of my business. They can do whatever they want.
Not even autumn yet, and my family already managed to rile me up. I sat in the bedroom, trying to calm down, not wanting Olivia to see my anger. Before I could settle, Olivia walked in with a cup of honey lemon water. She stood in front of me, gently lifting my chin with her finger.
I looked up at her pitifully.
Suddenly, she took a sip of the honey lemon water and then leaned down to my lips. I instinctively opened my mouth, tasting the sweet lemon flavor.
So sweet, so soft. My wife is too good at this. It's irresistible.
Still lost in the sensation of Olivia's sweet lips, she pulled away, smiling as she ruffled my hair.
I heard you talking in the living room earlier and guessed you might be thirsty. I made this especially for you. Do you like it?
I love it, I love it.
Then don't be angry anymore, okay? If you don't like living with your parents, we can move out and visit them during holidays.
Olivia is so thoughtful and gentle, never aiming to hurt anyone's feelings. She always makes me want to treat her even better. Just when I think I've done my best for her, she does something that makes me want to do even more. Following Olivia's advice, I started maintaining a polite distance from James. During holidays, when James and Emily went to her family's house, I would seize the opportunity to have a meal with my parents and then leave. That heart-wrenching argument was mutually ignored by us. At the dinner table, we still appeared as a loving family. They never deprived me materially, which is why I couldn't sever this familial bond.
Can you believe Emily often threatens to leave James and even compares him to me?
She does? That's absurd. Especially after everything James has sacrificed for her.
Sometimes, she goes into a frenzy with a knife in hand, demanding apologies from James. It's madness.
At first, James tried to reason with her, but later he had to have someone take the knife away. During one such struggle, Emily's right cheek got a long scar, making her look quite menacing. Ironically, this calmed her down for a while, but James still feared Emily might have feelings for me and wanted to have a child to bind her. However, Emily couldn't conceive. A medical checkup revealed she had previously had a miscarriage, damaging her body, making it nearly impossible for her to have children.
Sometimes I wonder if this is karma from the stray cat Emily harmed.
Maybe, but James's personality has changed drastically since then. He admired Emily for her pure and kind nature, only to find out she had been reckless.
Marrying someone others discarded was a blow and a humiliation to the once proud James. So, apart from putting on a show during holidays, they were constantly fighting at home, making the household chaotic.
I once received a message from Emily, saying she regretted marrying James out of pity and wanted me to love her as I used to. Seeing the message, I was utterly disgusted. I had never seen someone so shameless. I immediately took a screenshot and sent it to James, telling him to control his wife and stop her daydreaming.
James hated seeing or hearing the word pity. The once proud man had mistaken a stone for a gem. Though he regretted it, he couldn't let go of Emily now that he was injured, so he resorted to tormenting her.
My parents said they had fired the housekeeper, and now Emily had to clean the carpets by hand and massage James's injured leg every 2 hours. She finally had to rely on her own strength to survive. James called my parents, saying he would be late, so Olivia and I stayed a bit longer at the old house. Unexpectedly, their late was only a few minutes. Olivia and I were watching a melodramatic TV show with my parents when Emily arrived. Her eyes brightened momentarily upon seeing me, then she quickly covered her right cheek in panic. I pretended not to notice but couldn't ignore her completely.
Hey, bro, sis, long time no see. You two look more and more like a couple. Nice, nice.
The sarcasm was palpable. Emily lowered her head, unwilling to meet my gaze, fearing her appearance would ruin the image I had of her.
Hey, sis, why are you covering your face? Toothache? Want me to call a doctor?
No, no need.
Come on, don't be shy. Let me see.
In a flash, I pulled off her scarf. I gasped in horror, covering my mouth.
A ghost! A ghost! Sis, what happened to your face? It's so different.
Don't look at me. Michael, my face will heal. I'll come to you when it does.
Oh dear, sis, if you're not looking your best, maybe stay in. Not to be mean, but I wouldn't even hire you to clean my toilet. You should just stay as my brother's wife.
James's face turned dark, his eyes blazing with anger at Emily, looking like a color palette. Olivia finally pulled me away, ending my performance.
Sorry, Michael just loves speaking the truth. I'll talk to him later. But sis, you really should go out less looking like this. There are so many kids around. It's getting late, we'll chat next time. Mom, Dad, Michael and I are leaving.
All right, remember to visit often.
Sweetheart, I thought my mouth was sharp, But next to you, I'm nothing.
You should have seen their faces, like soot. It was so satisfying.
There's something even more satisfying at home. Want to try?
Yes!
You little rascal, I meant spring cleaning.